For me.
In Griffith Park, Elise Martinez, CBS LA.
We want to thank you for watching CBS LA at 4. CBS LA at 5 starts right now.
Right now at 5, gunfire at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. The Torrance man accused of opening fire makes his first court appearance. The new federal charges he now faces.
Plus, what we've learned about his life and work here in California. CBS LA at 5 starts right now.
This is CBS LA at 5.
Hello, thanks for joining us. I'm Juan Fernandez in tonight for Pat Harvey.
And I'm Rudabeh Shabazi. A quiet residential street crowded with news crews. Skycal over the Torrance home of the man now charged with trying to charge into the White House Correspondents' Dinner, guns blazing. And we are tracking multiple developments as the investigation continues into that press dinner shooting.
A suspect appeared in court for the very first time today and is now facing federal charges. We have live team coverage for you. Our Jeff Nguyen will be showing us a deeper look into who Cole Allen is. But first, let's go to CBS LA's Jasmine Veal. She's been following the investigation and gives us a breakdown of those federal charges. Jazz?
So Juan, Cole Allen did not enter a plea in court today. The affidavit, the 7 pages released by prosecutors this afternoon, says Allen called himself the friendly federal assassin and fired at least once from a gun that he purchased right here in California. And part of that affidavit, I can tell you, also includes a note, an email that he had sent out to friends and family members. This criminal complaint, again, 7 pages, lists not only the charges, including the attempted assassination of the President of the United States, but also carrying weapons across state lines, saying that he left from Los Angeles and made his way to Washington, D.C.
This is the gun that he discharged.
Department of Justice officials pointing to photos of the firearms they say 31-year-old Cole Allen had on him during the incident at Saturday night's White House Correspondents' Dinner. Allen is charged with attempting to assassinate the President of the United States, use of a firearm during a crime of violence, and transportation of a firearm with intent to commit a felony.
He is very much aware that the President and the First Lady entered the ballroom at 8 p.m. And it was at 8:40 that he made a decision to rush the ballroom.
Security video allegedly shows Allen racing through the security checkpoint of the Washington Hilton after investigators say he departed Los Angeles by train just days earlier. The criminal complaint says database records showed that on or about August 17, 2025, Allen purchased a 12-gauge pump-action shotgun from a firearm dealer in a city in California, and that on or about October 6, 2023, Allen purchased a .38 caliber semi-automatic pistol from a firearm dealer in a different city in California. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche says Allen was a floor above the ballroom with hundreds of federal agents between him and the President.
He ran through the magnetometer holding a long gun. As he did so, U.S. Secret Service personnel assigned to the checkpoint heard a loud gunshot. One Secret Service officer was shot in the chest, but was wearing a ballistic vest that worked.
Blanche says the officer who was hit then fired 5 times at Allen, who was not shot. That Secret Service officer is expected to be okay. Blanche also saying testing is still being done to determine for sure whose round hit the agent.
It could have been so much worse, but for the reality that we had the Secret Service as well as the Metropolitan Police Department and the FBI.
Investigators say a manifesto allegedly written by the suspect revealed he intended to target Trump administration officials. And no doubt some security protocols will be changing. Part of the security review that will be happening will include making sure that upcoming high-profile events like the America 250 celebrations are fully prepared and safe. By the way, a preliminary hearing for Allen is scheduled for May 11th. Live here in the newsroom, Jasmine Veal, CBS LA 1.
All right, Jasmine, thank you. We know the suspect, Cole Allen, has been living in Torrance and worked at a tutoring company right there.
CBS LA's Jeff Nguyen is outside the home. And Jeff, you spoke with the woman whose daughter he tutored.
That's right, Rudabeh and Juan. You know, we spoke to that mom at a tutoring service about 3 miles from the suspect's home. And throughout the day, there has been no activity at this home. The same can be said about that tutoring business.
Whenever I would see him, he would just be sitting quietly.
Cecilia Peralta works at the business next to the C2 Education of Torrance office, where the shooting suspect Cole Allen had been a tutor. Peralta says Allen taught her daughter reading comprehension and math. She asked us not to show her face.
I showed him the picture and I said, hey, do you recognize him? And she's like, yeah, but I didn't bring anything else up. I just wanted to know.
She showed her daughter Allen's photo after President Trump released a picture of the suspect shirtless during his arrest Saturday night. Soon after, more photos like this one from his graduation from Cal State Dominguez Hills made headlines.
Well, my reaction, they were shocked because when I see him in the picture, I say, oh my God, I told my wife, I know this guy.
Rafael Robles works in maintenance at the shopping center that houses the tutoring business. He says he was watching television when a news alert interrupted programming with Allen's photo.
I just see him come to work, eat it on the tables over there, and then never talk to him, never say hello, never say nothing, not even one word.
Come across him in the hallway, he wouldn't look at you, he wouldn't interact. He'd come out and sit here and have lunch, and that's about it.
On this quiet street in Torrance, news crews from around the world have gathered outside the home where Allen apparently lived with his family. Neighbors say they haven't had any problems with Allen or his family.
At the time when I saw the picture and I recognized him.
Cecilia Peralta says she did see Allen in the courtyard in recent weeks, and she says her daughter went to the tutoring service for about 7 months, but she's not sure how many sessions her daughter had with Allen.
Obviously, her safety is my priority, and while she was here, I did feel like she was safe. I never had the feeling like anything was wrong.
And on the door of the tutoring service, the sign said that it would open at 1 p.m. today. Our team got there about an hour before that, and we stuck around for about an hour after that opening time, but no one showed up. We're live in Torrance. Jeff Nguyen, CBS LA.
All right, Jeff and Jasmine, thank you. Ahead in our next half hour here, we'll hear from a man who was once on the inside. A former local high-ranking law enforcement official is going to be breaking down the Secret Service protocols that kept attendees safe on Saturday.
A weekend that felt more like winter, and now temperatures are springing back up.
That's right. Meteorologist Alex Biston here now with our next weather forecast. Alex?
Thank you, Alex. Tonight, a man convicted of killing his Army reservist girlfriend in El Segundo has been sentenced.
CBS LA assignment editor Mike Rogers at the desk. Mike, this man was convicted of the murder even though the woman's body was never found.
Juan and Rudabay. And, you know, according to the DA's office and what came out in court, the couple traveled, or she traveled here, rather, to meet up with him to go on a trip. And she was allegedly killed in El Segundo. Now, we'll show you some of the information here that we have gotten from court documents as well as through the process here. We do know that he was convicted guilty of guilty of first-degree murder, even though, as I mentioned, that there was no body ever found. That was a big contingency of the court hearing. The prosecutors repeatedly tried to get him to tell them where the body was. He would not do that, saying that the defense basically was no body, no case. Now, deliberations for the jury lasted less than 3 hours. He was sentenced today to 25 years to life in prison. And as I mentioned, the woman's body was never found. The way they were able to make this case without the body is that he confessed in a jail to 2 undercover informants that were in the jail and working for investigators on this case. Another big part of this case, you guys, is in 2017 in Brazil, a different girlfriend of his went missing, was presumed dead, and the body was never found. Guys?
Mike, thank you. Another home invasion in the San Fernando Valley. This time it was in Panorama City. The family was home and described a terrifying ordeal. The father tells police he heard footsteps in the living room around 10:30 and then went to check it out. That's when he heard commands to get back into the bedroom or face getting shot. He didn't see the suspects, but he did grab his children and lock the bedroom door. By the time officers got there, the suspects were already gone after ransacking the home. Nobody was hurt, and the suspects are still on the loose.
LA is launching a new digital program to fast-track building permits and housing construction with the help of artificial intelligence.
We live in a rapidly changing AI era, and we need to take advantage of this to make permitting take 3 weeks, not 3 years.
Mayor Karen Bass signed the executive order today, which will have agencies working from a single digital system within weeks. City officials say these tools were used to fast-track rebuilding projects in the Palisades and will now be rolled out statewide.